speaking to our lovely Anita Jones, because she is there in the mixer right after the game. Anita, thanks so much for joining us. As we mentioned before the game, we kind of all predicted at least more than 2 goals from both teams. What were your thoughts on the game? What were your thoughts on the performance from both sides?
Yeah, I think, you know, Barcelona did have their chances at the start, but just couldn't convert them. I guess what's really interesting is it's the first time that they're dropping points in this league phase of the competition this season. And Chelsea, I spoke to Ellie Carpenter, must feel like this was almost a win. Obviously, they could have maybe got all 3 points with Ellie Carpenter coming close again. But just overall, you've got to think from a Chelsea perspective that this would hopefully help build confidence given the shaky start they had.
Okay, I think Mustard Suit's got the question for you.
That is me, Anita. I'm not sure if you can see my mustard suit. Some might say it's turmeric, but it's become a running joke for Hannah. I would love to ask you about Chelsea's performance specifically. Do you think that's kind of the standard they've now set? I think they picked their moments perfectly, but what were your thoughts on them? And are people trying to figure out how to play against Barcelona and doing it successfully now?
What was really interesting from my interview with Ellie, Jen, is that she said something kind of off the cuff. She said that everyone was doing their roles exactly, which makes me feel like maybe in the games that haven't gone so smoothly for them, or maybe the results haven't been what expected, maybe players haven't been sticking to the plan that Sonia has set out for them. And so we obviously saw that executed very well today. In fact, I think I saw images that you guys showed of Sonia speaking to the team in a huddle on the pitch after the full-time whistle, and apparently she said to them that it was a really good performance. There was some disappointment there that they didn't get all 3 points, but maybe it's a case of just sticking to the plan exactly. Obviously they have got so much attacking flair there, and players will want to express themselves, but today it was a solid performance, and they've really got to take courage from that.
Anita, was the vibe of the players, were they proud of their performance at the end of the game? I mean, we were impressed with them having to make Barcelona have to respect their pace and how they were able to turn them around.
I definitely got that sense from the players that were walking through. Of course, this is the league phase, so there are still 2 more match days to go before we know which 4 teams will automatically qualify for the knockout stages and which will be in that 2-legged phase to make the remaining 8 teams that will be facing each other in the quarterfinals. But from a Chelsea perspective, they looked, I'd say, pleased with almost a job done. But again, I just say the caveat that we are still in this league phase and there are 2 more match days to go, and so much can change because you just look at the table, and I mentioned this is the first time that Barcelona are dropping points. So if Chelsea can do it when they stick to their plan, why can't others?
Anita, this wasn't Barcelona's best performance, but I think 1 point at Stamford Bridge is huge. Do you think it's disappointing for Barcelona to only go away with 1 point from this game?
I'm not sure it is disappointing because this is the league phase. You know, they know that with a point they are still, I believe, top of the table, be it on goal difference. But you know, it's the knockout stages that will really matter. They are a team that we would fully expect to make those top 4 positions, and they did have their chances. I mentioned the conditions here, of course. We can't forget that there were some interruptions, to say the least, in that first half, and also the cold weather too. It is freezing here, guys. So you add that to the mix, and so I'm not so surprised with the result when you look at all of that together. I know I did predict a win for them based on just how they've been outscoring their previous rivals, but I think you look at all of it and I don't think they'd be disappointed at all.
So it was 1-1, and what I think we were expecting many more goals. What was that down to?
I heard your predictions actually before, and I was like, these girls are going for goals.
What was your prediction?
A tighter game like that, if I'm honest, because I expected Chelsea to... I thought initially when they started pressing a little bit higher, I was like, OK, are you going to do this for the entire game? And they didn't. As soon as Barcelona broke through their press a couple of times, that kind of shifted Chelsea a little bit further back, but I honestly thought their wing-backs were brilliant today.
Yes.
Ellie Carpenter, Baltimore, they knew exactly when to join the game going forward, but when they lost the ball, straight back, and made it so straightforward for your Bjorns to step out and press, Naomi Gurmer to step into midfield. That was so key. And I think I said it on the call, the midfield were absolutely brilliant. I was watching Captain, Kira Walsh, Erin Cuthbert. You kept Ballon d'Or winners quiet in the middle of the field. You saw Alexia Putellas.
We didn't say Bonmatí at all.
No, we didn't. And I think that speaks volumes for me. So I thought defensively, Chelsea did it spot on. They knew when to go up in the high press and pick their moments very, very well. We saw Catarina kind of drift out gradually and kind of...
She didn't know what to do,
Didn't know what to do. So I think Chelsea defended brilliantly, and I think a draw was probably a fair result, if I'm honest, watching that. I think Ellie Carpenter, could have won it. So could have Captain hitting the post. So it's when you're limiting chances up against a top footballing team that when anyone predicts a game like that, you're predicting high goals. So I think credit to Chelsea. I honestly thought they were brilliant.
Yeah. You mentioned there Chelsea beating Barca's high line, which is what they're known for. For them to be able to do that today was fantastic.
Yeah, I thought that Chelsea were so clutch in this. Just look at Ellie Carpenter. It's the deep run where Barcelona had to respect the pace of the wingbacks. Look at Baltimore by herself as well.
Goal.
They were making Carolyn Graham-Hansen have to defend as well, but look at the pockets of space, an absolute brilliant goal. But here again, just watch the runs and look at how Barcelona cannot do anything. They can't track, and Baltimore has all the time in the world to size up her defender, drag into the 18, and just get an opportunity off. And I love that they had to make Barcelona respect what they can do.
I think we kind of said that, though, that before, that when you are compact, when you win the ball back, there were moments where, Captain got caught in the ball or taking few many touches, and those moments, it's 1-2 touches and play forward, because you're not going to get the time, because their counter-press is so good from Barcelona. They do win the ball back so quickly, so credit to them. I thought when they won the ball back, hit the space in behind, that's where the threat was.
Yeah. We got to hear from Chelsea player Lucy Bronze. So here is what she had to say after the game.
Tactically, you see we set up to contain them and hit them with your pace on the break. It nearly produced the winner as well. Are you happy with the way the game went tactically?
Yeah, I think we defended them really well, which I think is what most teams struggle with against Barca. I think every team has a weakness when they're going to have strengths. We knew that Barca's were probably a little bit more in behind them. Obviously, I've played there for 2 years. I know what it's like to be at Barca. Keep a hold of the ball for a little bit and hit them in behind, and I think that we did that quite well in the first half, and 1 or 2 good chances in the second half as well.
I assume you're aiming for that top 4 place. It's in sight. You've got 2 tough games to come. Are you confident you can get the points you need?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's still in our hands to finish in that top 4, but it's exciting. It's exciting to be part of watching the games last night, and teams moving up and down in the table throughout. But we've put ourselves in a good position. 2 more games against 2 tough teams. Obviously, Roma at home might be a bit better, but going to Wolfsburg is going to be a cold one, I think.
Okay, well, congratulations. Thanks very much. Get back in the warm.
Like she said there, they were able to defend so well against Barcelona, which is really hard. So for them to be able to do that today is probably why they weren't losing. What did they lose last year? 4-1?
4-1 two times.
Both legs.
Both legs. 8-2.
8-2, yeah.
I think from Lucy Bronze today, I think we saw snippets of her best version. I think she was injured. She was out for a while, and I was hesitant to see if she was going to make a difference today in these match days coming up. But today, on the ball, she was great. Defensively, she tucked in when she needed to be. So I think this is great for Chelsea. Also having Naomi Gurmer back in form, I think this is great for them going forward.
I think it was always going to be a big... As soon as I saw Millie Bright on the bench, I'm thinking, right, players have to kind of step up. But Bjorn has been performing phenomenally in WSL as well. And Lucy Bronze even was getting forward and joining them play because she knows she's got the legs. So, yeah, incredible performance. I thought she nailed it. They defended so well against Barcelona.
What did we learn from both sides in this fixture today, Darian?
Oh, I mean, we saw what we'd expect from Barcelona. The brilliant moments of possession where they broke down Chelsea's high press, and I think that's when Chelsea was like, okay, we're gonna sit off and make Catarina have to come out with the ball. But also Chelsea relentless with their counter press, with the ability to get forward. We highlighted Alyssa Thompson. I think they had to respect that so much. It left huge gaps for Sandy Baltimore and Ellie Carpenter to just run through, and they weren't tracking back. So I think both of these teams come with a new respect for each other. I think Chelsea with more and the upper hand coming out of that game because they were excellent.
We've seen Barcelona now, they've officially advanced to the knockout round, but like you said, Ginelli, they'll want to get to number one.
Yeah, I think for Barcelona, this is a good result. They were looking for the 3 points, but getting 1 point at Chelsea, I think it's huge.